Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Richard Gere. Richard Tiffany Gere is an American actor and humanitarian activist. He began in films in the 1970s, playing a supporting role in Looking for Mr. Goodbar and a starring role in Days of Heaven. He came to prominence with his role in the film American Gigolo, which established him as a leading man and a sex symbol. He went on to star in many well-received films, including An Officer and a Gentleman, The Cotton Club, Pretty Woman, Primal Fear, Runaway Bride, I'm Not There, Arbitrage and Norman, The Moderate Rise, and Tragic Fall of a New York Fixer. For portraying Billy Flynn in the Academy Award-winning musical Chicago, he won a Golden Globe Award and a Screen Actors Guild Award as part of the cast. Early life and education. Gere was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His mother, Doris Ann, was a housewife. His father, Homer George Gere, was an insurance agent for the Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company, and had originally intended to become a minister. Gere is their eldest son and second child. His paternal great-grandfather had changed the spelling of the surname from Gere. Both of his parents were Mayflower descendants. Gere's ancestors include Pilgrims Francis Eaton, John Billington, George Soule, Richard Warren, Degree Priest, Francis Cook, and William Brewster. In 1967, Gere graduated from North Syracuse Central High School, where he excelled at gymnastics and music, playing the trumpet. He attended the University of Massachusetts Amherst on a gymnastics scholarship, majoring in philosophy, but did not graduate, leaving after 2 years. Stage. Gere first worked professionally at the Seattle Repertory Theatre and Provincetown Playhouse on Cape Cod in 1969, where he starred in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. His first major acting role was in the original London stage version of Grease in 1973. Gere was one of the first notable Hollywood actors to play a homosexual character, starring as a gay Holocaust victim in the 1979 Broadway production of Bent. Gere's performance earned him a Theatre World Award. Film. He began appearing in Hollywood films in the mid-1970s. Originally cast in a starring role in The Lords of Flatbush, he was replaced after fighting with another star of the film, Sylvester Stallone. He played a small, but memorable part in Looking for Mr. Goodbar, and starred in director Terrence Malick's well-reviewed drama Days of Heaven. The crime drama American Gigolo significantly boosted his profile, and the romantic drama An Officer and a Gentleman cemented Gere's ascent to stardom, grossing almost $130 million, and winning 2 Academy Awards out of 6 nominations. Gere himself received his first Golden Globe Award nomination. For the remainder of the 1980s, Gere appeared in films of varying critical and commercial reception. His career abounded with the releases of Internal Affairs and Pretty Woman, the latter of which earned him his second Golden Globe Award nomination. The 1990s saw Gere star in successful films including Summersby, Primal Fear, and Runaway Bride. He also took a leading role in the action thriller The Jackal, playing former IRA militant Declan Mulqueen. Gere affected an Irish accent for the role. Gere was named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive in 1999. Not long thereafter, all in the same year, he appeared in the hit films The Mothman Prophecies, Unfaithful, and the Academy Award-winning musical film adaptation Chicago, for which he won his first Golden Globe Award. Gere's ballroom dancing drama Shall We Dance? Was also a solid performer that grossed $170 million worldwide. His next film, the book-to-screen adaptation B Season, was a commercial failure. Gere went on to co-star with Jesse Eisenberg and Terrence Howard in The Hunting Party, a thriller in which he played a journalist in Bosnia. He next appeared with Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, and Cate Blanchett in Todd Haynes' semi-biographical film about Bob Dylan, I'm Not There. Gere was one of 6 actors to portray a variation of Dylan. Gere co-starred with Diane Lane in the romantic drama Nights in Rodanthe. The film was widely panned by critics, but grossed over $84 million worldwide. The film is Gere's most recent to have been produced entirely by a major film studio. Gere has expressed belief that his politics regarding Tibet and China, the latter an important financial resource for major studios, have made him persona non grata within Hollywood. Gere embraced his apparent exile from Hollywood, appearing in independent features that garnered some of the best reviews of his career. He was notably singled out for portraying businessman Robert Miller in Arbitrage, earning his 4th Golden Globe Award nomination. Among many positive reviews, Peter Travers of Rolling Stone cited Gere's performance as too good to ignore and an implosive tour de force. Lulu Manick of the New York Post further wrote, Richard Gere gives the best performance of his career. Also in 2012, Gere received the Golden Starfish Award for Lifetime Achievement from the Hamptons International Film Festival and the Career Achievement Award from the Hollywood Film Awards. He had earlier received an award from the 34th Cairo International Film Festival in December 2010. Gere made a notable departure from his traditional screen persona with Norman, the moderate rise and tragic fall of a New York fixer. The political drama saw him portray Norman Oppenheimer, a small-time Jewish fixer. Gere himself described the character as an embodiment of the sides of us we know are annoying and needy. His portrayal of Oppenheimer was called, consistently, completely fascinating, by RogerEbert.com, and was singled out as a worthy Academy Award contender by Variety. Personal life and activism. Gere had a relationship with actress Penelope Milford from 1971 to 1978. He had affairs with Priscilla Presley in 1983 and Kim Basinger in 1986. Gere was married to supermodel Cindy Crawford from 1991 to 1995. In November 2002, he married model and actress Carey Lowell. They have a son, Homer James Jigme Gere, who was born in February 2000 and is named after Gere's and Lowell's fathers, as well as a Tibetan named Jigme. In September 2013, the two separated after 11 years of marriage. The couple spent 3 years in highly contested divorce proceedings in Manhattan Supreme Court. The case was settled in October 2016. Gere was raised attending a Methodist church. His interest in Buddhism began when he was in his 20s. He first studied Zen Buddhism under Kyozan Joshu Sasaki. After having studied Zen for 5 or 6 years, in 1978 he traveled with the Brazilian painter Sylvia Martins to Nepal, where he met many Tibetan monks and lamas. He then met the 14th Dalai Lama in India, and became a practicing Tibetan Buddhist of the Gelugpa school of Tibetan Buddhism and an active supporter of the Dalai Lama. Gere regularly visits Dharamshala, the headquarters of the Tibetan government in exile. Gere is also an advocate for human rights in Tibet. He is a co-founder of the Tibet House, creator of the Gere Foundation and chairman of the board of directors for the International Campaign for Tibet. Because he supports the Tibetan independence movement, he is permanently banned from entering the People's Republic of China. In 1993, Gere was banned as an Academy Award presenter after he denounced the Chinese government in his capacity as presenter. In September 2007, Gere called for the boycott of the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games to put pressure on China to make Tibet independent. He starred in a Free Tibet-themed Lancia commercial featuring the Lancia Delta. On June 27, 2011, Gere meditated in Borobudur Temple, in Indonesia. Gere actively supports Survival International, an organization dedicated to protecting the rights and lands of tribal peoples throughout the world. He contributed some of his writing for the book, We Are One, a celebration of tribal peoples, released in October 2009. Gere discussed the persecution and loss of land of the Jummas as an example of a tragic story that repeats itself in different continents of the world, calling attention to the crime against their peaceful culture and how it reflects on humankind's own relationship with nature and capacity to survive. The royalties from the sale of the book go to the indigenous rights organization, Survival International. Gere campaigns for ecological causes and AIDS awareness. He currently serves on the board of directors for Healing the Divide, an organization that supports global initiatives to promote peace, justice and understanding. He helped to establish the AIDS Care Home, a residential facility in India for women and children with AIDS, and also supports campaigns for AIDS awareness and education in that country. In 1999, he created the Gere Foundation India Trust to support a variety of humanitarian programs in India. On April 15, 2007, Gere appeared at an AIDS awareness rally in Jaipur, India. During a live news conference to promote condom use among truck drivers, he embraced Bollywood superstar Shilpa Shetty, Dipta, and kissed her several times on the cheek. As a result of that gesture, a local court ordered the arrest of Gere and the Shetty, finding them in violation of public obscenity laws. Gere had said the controversy was manufactured by a small hardline political party. About a month later, a two-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, K. G. Balakrishnan, described the case as frivolous, and believed that such complaints were filed for cheap publicity and have brought a bad name to the country. They ruled that Gere would remain free to enter the country. In June 2008, Gere appeared in a Fiat commercial for the European market, driving a new Lancia Delta from Hollywood to Tibet. The commercial concluded with the tagline of "The power to be different." The commercial was reported in Chinese newspapers, and Fiat apologized to China. Gere's name is on some lists of famous vegetarians. However, he is not a vegetarian. In 2016, he endorsed Hillary Clinton for president and donated $2,700 to her campaign. Political views. In 2010, Gere stated that the war in Iraq wasn't supported by the American people and that the George W. Bush administration bullied Americans into the decision. He called George W. Bush a very poor president. "I'm very sorry about what the US has done in Iraq. This war has been a tragedy for everyone. I hope that the people of Iraq can rebuild their country," Gere said in a press conference held on the sidelines of the 34th Cairo International Film Festival. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?